Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Now, as mentioned previously and seen last week, all the wing attack videos for pretty much the foreseeable future of these games, of these challenges, will be done with post-commentary. But 3-player wing attack. This is, as a forewarning, this is only the first half of 3-player. This is only the first half solely because I could not get the second half ready for this by the time I need to get this out. But, you know, it'll be ready by next week. So, unfortunately, you're only going to get half of it this week and you'll get the next half next week. That's kind of how I planned 2-player to go, but it ended up actually not being too terrible when I was able to complete it. But then 3-player wing attack, oh my gosh. This is a whole brand new side of difficulty I haven't seen in a while. Which is kind of welcoming, I won't lie. So, the characters we have chosen. Once again, Yoshi and Birdo. Why do I choose these two? It's mostly because Yoshi is actually really accurate, decent power, and Birdo is basically the exact same, really accurate, decent power. But you'll notice, for 3rd player, I have Daisy. Daisy is actually rather hard hitting, but not great on the accuracy. So you might notice a bit later I change it up a bit, but for now, the first wing attack hole, thankfully of all of these so far, has been done first try. And with the snagging chip in at that. But, yeah, the first hole so far has never given me trouble. Thank gosh. Even though it is a part 3 on most of them. Now that I think about it. Actually, no it wasn't. That's what I want to say. But yeah, part 3s are typically never that bad. Like I said, this is first try. Not much of trouble with this one. But it was the first 1 to 3 players, so they have to give it a little bit easier. It can't be impossible difficult right out the gateway. And then immediately, second hole here, you're gonna notice a lot of jump cuts in this video. But, yeah, you'll see here. I can't quite figure out how to do it, so jump cut. So if the audio is off in the gameplay, I am sorry, but my editor hates it when I do this. For some reason, if I make a lot of cuts, it will be mad at me. But yeah, this one has a lot. There's 9 wings all in this one bunch. But they're not that hard to collect if you hit the balls in the right. If you hit your ball in the right spot, you can just collect 3 with each character and just be done. If you can do that right. And of course my phone's going off. Why? As soon as I get back to it. Alright. Either way though. It's this one took me about 4 tries. So it wasn't the hardest, but it took me a couple times to figure out what I needed to do in order to actually complete it. But once I got that figured out, it wasn't that bad. And I may not be doing it in the best way possible, but I'm getting them completed, so that's the easiest. Well, that's the best way to put it. I was gonna say easiest way to put it, but that's the way I did it, so whatever. Yeah, a lot of these first ones from I've noticed, I've kind of decided to put the all the wings right there on the first shot instead of waiting until like the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th shot, but they do start doing that not too far after stopping. And you can see here, I missed 1 wing, but thankfully Birdo can still hit up high and get to it. Not the best shot for her eagle, but gets her within chipping range, which is really what we needed at least. And now we just play the whole normal. Usually, that's what I always find weird, is when they put all the wings right there at the start. You just, as soon as you're on your 2nd stroke, you're basically just playing the whole normal full of 4 characters. Which is also why this is only half of the videos, or half of the holes that we have to do for 3-player, and it's already just almost as long as the 2-player video was entirely. I understand it's not quite as long, but it's about 15 minutes off how long the 2-player video was for all the holes. So that shows you how much longer, just because we have 3 players, it takes, because you have those 3, 4, 5 extra strokes to take every time. And that was a horrible putt. I don't know what I was doing. Thankfully, we had one extra stroke with Daisy. And yeah, my putting significantly got worse during this. I don't know why. And this is over like 2 recording sessions, I think it took to complete the first half. And then, if you're wondering about the second half, I'm 3 recording sessions deep, and I'm only on the second hole. So, I got a lot of work to do when I get the time. Hopefully I should have it ready by next Friday, but it's gonna take some ibuprofen and some headache meds. And yeah, I failed again. This is the first one that really gave me a lot of trouble. I believe this one is turned back. I believe this one's called turn back or something like that. Basically, the idea is, like you can see, we have 6 wings to go through, but they're all in the same, they're all just above each other. You can get 2 in 1, which I do believe I try. No, I don't. What you can do is hit it in the middle of those 2 wings. You can see the intercept. You can hit it between both of them, but it's obviously very risky because if you don't get it, if you don't hit it perfectly, you're probably gonna miss all. And being a par 4, we gotta hit it through one wing on our first shot, and then our second shot has to come back and go through the other one. And Daisy here really kind of showing off why she wasn't the best choice for this. At least for my playstyle. Other people, you know, choose whoever you want to play as, but man, for my playstyle, this was not a good choice to use Daisy. And then, obviously, you gotta turn back. All characters. Not everybody has to go backwards depending on how you do it, but I had to do it all characters, I believe. So, we basically had to shoot our birdie shot from all the way back here for all of our characters. And land it close enough to make a par, so. It was a little bit difficult, I won't lie. Like I said, it took me... I think I said initially like 6, I think it was close to like 9-10 attempts to do this. And still left myself a long putt. Thankfully, since it's Lactu Valley, it's not the worst. It's just not very easy. Now, don't worry, I did think about putting a few times. I thought about putting these shots a few times, but then I thought, it's like, I'm not going to get the distance I want, and then I'm going to be really mad. And that's something you cannot do. You cannot let yourself get frustrated, because as soon as you get frustrated, that's when you start playing worse. That's just golf in general. And I should have put a backspin on that, but whatever. It's Lactu Valley. These are not hard shots, hard putts to make. Thankfully, that has been like the main thing that has ringed true for all wing attacks so far, is that Lactu Valley is maybe difficult with the wings they put, but as soon as you get to the green, you're pretty much good to go, since the putting is almost guaranteed to be easy. Like, it's very, very difficult on putts. And yeah, Daisy didn't need the backspin, but whatever. And Birdo sneaks it right on in there. Almost hit it too hard, believe it or not. I would have done that like, what, 6 times? And then Daisy, I re-rammed it. Thankfully it bounces in. I don't know why. Daisy, for some reason, always overhit it with her. And Yoshi, I believe I almost underhit it. By that I mean I almost went. No, I think it was fine. I'm trying to remember, because it's been about a week since I recorded this. And that shows that I've been working on this since the last video. But I have not been able to complete all of it. Only half. Alright, this one. This one wasn't that bad. Because I believe, if I remember right, this was first try. Because I didn't see a drum cut there, so yeah, this was probably first try. And why I set Yoshi for the highest one? Don't know. It was just what Yoshi was lined up with, and it's like, okay, go for it. Even though Yoshi is not hitting the furthest, he should be going for the low one. And then there's Birdo. Directly through it. Of course, I don't want to hit it as hard as I can, because if I end up directly underneath those wings, I'm not going to be able to get them. Need to give myself some distance to work with here. And of course, being a par 5. Par 5s have so far proven to be the least difficult ones we've had to complete with. And Daisy just casually forgetting that I can hit it. Miss. I do that quite a bit. I'll do like everything else first, and it's like, oh yeah, I can lower my power. Doy. For some reason, I have such a hard time remembering that. Well, it's not even lowering your power, it's just lowering where you're going to. where it says you're going to hit it. If you hit it at that mark, you can still hit it wherever you want on the power gauge. Yeah. Thankfully, those last rings I was able to spot there because I wasn't quite sure if I could see them. I was kind of worried where those ones would be, mostly because there's still 3 more rings. Where are they gonna be at if we're only getting close to the green? No, they're on the green. You just have to hold on to the green, basically, which is fine enough. And then I believe it's Yoshi. Yeah, Yoshi's the one I was worried about because I have to get through here. 7 iron power. Because you have to use some funky shots to get through this. It's just how you have to play a wing attack. Top. I put top. I should put super top spin on that just to get further around that corner. And then Daisy. Thankfully I chose Daisy because she curves so heavily to the right. Because I wanted one character that could hit forwards, which is Yoshi. One character that naturally hits the left, which is Birdo. And one character that naturally hits to the right, which is Daisy. That's what I wanted because, well, without that, we would be kind of in trouble. I wouldn't be in trouble. You can do it with any character, like I've said repeatedly. But it's easier to do it with characters that already naturally hit in that direction, so you don't have to deal with anything extra. Nice. Now that top spin was kind of a bad idea. I should have just left it on the edge of the green instead of trying to make it on the green. Because it's a par 5. I have 2 shots still. I can make this fly. I did not need to worry about making everyone on the green now. Especially when Yoshi ends up with 65.85 feet, but you know, just a little ways out. And then here's Birdo using a 3-wood basically to chip. Because of course. Did I use the top? No, I used the backspin of Birdo. Which bumped him into the wall. Well, it's same trap out of. Oh no. Got +2, gonna slap a backspin on it. Which I didn't need, it would have gone in without that, so I was kinda mad, I won't lie. I don't like long putts like this, but you know, I got 2 putts, so let's just hit it forwards. And if I hit it harder, it might have made it. And then Daisy literally just has a straight forward putt. So, just all the way in. Because of course. And that is Lakitu Valley completed. Because there's only 4, just like 2-player wing attack, there's only 4 holes per course. So you thankfully don't gotta worry about too much. Well, there's only 4 holes per deal, so you don't have to worry too much about everything. So now we move on to GG Falls. In triple target. Hey, look, we start. It's a par 3. Look at that. Par 3 giving me trouble. I believe this is the last hole I tolerated Daisy. And I mean that. Tolerated. Because Daisy, with her accuracy, is really starting to frustrate me. Because I specifically chose her because of the direction she naturally hits and her power. But her accuracy, just if you miss perfect accuracy, you're not going to... If it's a very precise shot, you're not going to get it. With Birdo and Yoshi, if I miss perfect accuracy, there's still a good chance I'm going to get it. Because they generally still hit decently straight. They got good impact and control. Whereas Star Daisy, everybody's a star variant. This just if you didn't know that. Star Daisy just completely ruined everything. If I missed accuracy by even just a little bit. So, I believe, if I remember right, this is the last hole I used here. I switched out characters after this because I could not take it anymore. It was so frustrating. And I got the -2. Which, honestly, I thought I was going to put a top spin on that, but thankfully I did not. And Yoshi on the wreck any longer. Honestly, out of all the attempts I did on this hole, I don't think I ever once went out of bounds with Yoshi, even though he's right there on the edge, right? I think everything got screwed up because of either Birdo or Daisy. I think Yoshi actually got his like pretty consistently. Which is kind of the name of the game, is consistency. Problem is, staying consistent. I.e. the hole I'm stuck on in Blooper Bay for the next video. Good gosh. Yeah, Cheap Cheap Fall's first hole was not a problem. And now, I believe we switched characters. Triple T top. Now we have Waluigi instead of Daisy, which Waluigi also hits his ball naturally to the right. His power is not as good as Daisy's. I believe he's like one character class lower, so he hits like 5 yards shorter. But his impact and control are a decent amount better. So I can miss my accuracy by a little bit and won't completely screw my shot up. So, and yeah, he curves a lot. To me at least, he curves a lot more to the right, which is nice. And also it's Waluigi. Why not use Waluigi? I haven't used him in a... I've used him quite a bit, but you know, Waluigi. This whole gave me quite a bit of trouble, which is this is the whole reason I decided to switch to Waluigi, because he was just more consistent for me. So that's what I stuck with. So consistency over power is what I went with, and it worked. And thankfully, the funny thing is, this is the first try. Like you saw the intro and everything for the second time. This is the first try of Waluigi. So I wasn't exactly sure if Waluigi was going to work, but I wanted to try him. Just because I knew he could be good. If I did it right. But I know obviously Daisy could be good if I did it right too. But I did not feel comfortable with the accuracy she had. But see, I missed Waluigi's accuracy by a little bit. It's fine. I know Daisy wouldn't have gone that far off, but she's still, in some ways, it really ticked me off. I don't know why. So instead of complaining, I just switched characters and did this whole first try instead of like the 10th try I was on with Daisy. And it was Daisy's fault. Daisy was the one that was inconsistently getting this whole win. Yoshi and Birdo, perfectly fine. Found out where I needed to hit their balls, worked out every time. Daisy tried different spots all over the place, could not get it to work consistently. And of course, still can't chip in. Or Waluigi. Although I think there's a good few chip-ins in here. I think especially towards the later half, there's like a good few chip-ins. But that's hole 1 of Cheap Cheap Falls done. Well, again, Waluigi has to put in too, but you know, he'll get there. He'll get there. There we go. Now we can see Waluigi's animation, which is the same that we've seen before, but you know. I try to play them all out, just to give to give myself a break, and 2, to give myself time if I need to make a cut. I can see that pop up in the video easier. There's a little bit of time when nothing is happening. Yep, and you'll see once again I'm coming back, because this is the start of recording session 2. And mostly because this hole was frustrating me. I attempted this a few times before ending the first recording session, and it frustrated me because I could not get... I kept missing the 3rd ring for Waluigi. I didn't blame Waluigi, it was because of me. I kept messing up the power, if I remember correctly. So, I just decided it would be in the second recording. And then, yeah, you can see I'm experimenting with everything. Fucking power full point. And it goes in there, that's what I want. So, the start of the second recording session, and I believe this is a weird one, because it's a part 5, there's only 3 rings, and you can get them all on your first shots. And you could set up to have them on your second shot, sure. Which is something I probably should have thought of, but I did not, because I'm not that smart. But it still wasn't that bad. And I just decided to kind of bomb this. Just hit as hard as I can, and I hope the wind doesn't push it just that little bit past. And it worked out like perfectly. Although I've always found this part 5 very weird, because it's really short, but it's because it's so far uphill you can't get up there most of the time. In like 2 shots. Because it's completely covered by trees, so you have to really set up for the second shot. You can't just wheel on the ball. Which is a good thing, and kind of an annoying thing, I won't lie. Yay, 6 Island, it's back. I've used 6 Island so much, especially on the hole I'm stuck on. Yoshi is just using 3-1-6 Island. That's all he needs, and he can complete the hole. But I will get back to that when we get to that. I'm gonna keep referencing it though, because the hole frustrates me so much. I'm gonna keep referencing it. Yeah, Waluigi in a bad spot. Oh, decided to go down. Alright, bye round, I guess points is. Yeah, my accuracy bad, but didn't throw me off too bad. Was still good. For some reason, as I play Wing Attack, my accuracy is getting worse, I've realized. Which is obviously not good for something that requires precise timing. So that's not good. But this one wasn't too bad, just caught me at a bad time. After I was already frustrated from previous holes and well, just running out of time to record that day. So this hole wasn't bad, it was just everything happened all at once, so it ended up being kind of annoying, but just needed to take a break. Next time I came back to it, first try. And almost everybody has the same exact spot to put it down. Because, why not? Nobody overhit it. Nobody hit it. I mean, everybody's within like 8.5 feet to like 7 foot. I think Yoshi's at. Which in this game is tiny. Oh, 6.4 foot, my bad. My bad. But still. Alright, halfway through Cheap Falls. Ooh. This game is really grinding down my gears with Wing Attack. I'll be honest. Quick Wings. This one looks intimidating. It's not. And you can tell this is you can tell it's my first try because I'm just thinking. You can see the thinking process instead of actually seeing what I know. Instead of seeing me knowing what I need to do and just going for it. You see the thinking process here. It's like, okay, Yoshi. I could go for this wing immediately in front of me. I could. But I could also have Birdo do it because she can curve over some fairway. She can do that. And also I didn't realize I had the friggin' thing broken. Curve broken. And I forgot to put it all the way up there for a little bit. Yeah. Driver at full power with a curve like this. Works out perfectly fine. And we get the fairway. So. And then Yoshi is lined up to get that wing in the middle above the bridge. So, no problem. And Waluigi can just hit the ball and get set up for that last one. Basically, I already got the whole plan in mind. I just need to get it executed. Or find out if I forgot and need to fix something. I thought I needed to do here, and then Yoshi, being the champ he is, full wood, can just make it through the ring. And honestly, not a bad shot. Something I would aim for. Well, if I was in this situation, which I would hope I never end up in this situation when I'm playing this game normally. And that super top spin, completely unnecessary. But he has 2 putts to make it, so what's the matter? Then I believe I do realize, like, right here, it's like, oh, wait a minute. I can just get this with Birdo. I didn't need 3 characters for this hole. I did this one with 2 characters. Because why not? What's the reason of me not using just 2 characters to complete this? Then I don't use the top spin of Birdo. She doesn't even make the green. And then Waluigi literally just played the hole over. He didn't have to worry about anything. He just hit the ball towards the hole. That's all he did. Didn't change it. Didn't go anywhere else. Just hit ball towards the hole. Cool. Video game 1. I believe. Do I see a chip in here? That looks like a chip in to me. Nah, it's just short. Every time I think I made a chip in, I mess it up. And then I don't think I make a chip in it once I in. Thankfully, we can 2-putt this. With everybody. But I don't think even if I had to restart this one, I don't think I would have been too bad. Because, well, I did it first try. I got to the end first try. So it's usually not that bad. That's not always the case though. Sometimes you can get to the whole first try and then it'll be complete hell for the next hour or 2. And then sometimes you can just never make it to the green, but the one time you do, you nail it. I have an example of that later on. But there we go. Cheap Falls completed. Time for the desert course, which I can never remember the name of. I honestly couldn't tell you why. I do not know the name of this course. I cannot figure it out. But this one, I was... Again, you can see first try here. I was confused at how the game wanted me to do this because the one wing on the far side, it's straight on with the tee box. like it's completely sideways to the T-box. I'd have to hit it specifically so someone can curve around to reach it. So I'm just gonna send everybody over here, and then I'll figure it out on the next shot, because the first shot is just getting the ball close enough to do anything. So yeah, just Waluigi here too. Just whack the ball over here. Figure out what to do next shot. Although I think I should have sent Waluigi further to the right, because, well, he can curve to the right. Everybody else, Birdo can to a degree, Yoshi can to a small degree. And then for some reason I decided, okay, Birdo's going through here. As far right of a curve as she can get, which is not really any. Oh wait, do I change my mind? I do change my mind, okay. I sent Birdo over here. And gotta make sure, you have to make sure that line is in the freaking wings. If it's above it by any certain amount, it's not going in. And of course, it is a part 5 though, so I could have taken extra shots if I really needed to. Thankfully, I didn't really need to. And you can see with Yoshi, I'm just trying to force everything, but I'm aiming directly at a cactus. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I get around this cactus? And then I look at the wings. Oh, nope. If I do it like that, I'm going to miss the wing. See, that goes above the wing. It probably won't go in there. I don't want to miss that. I want to get as much of the arrow inside that wing as I can. So I just say, screw it. I'm going to aim at a cactus. And then my controller decides to screw me up there. So, back to swing. Take a shot. Backspin this time. Got those 2 wings. And I made it. Didn't hit the cactus. So Waluigi just has to get this 1 wing. And not go out of bounds, hopefully. Because, yeah. I find it funny, the 2 wings I got off Yoshi should have actually would have worked way better if Waluigi had they swapped positions. But either way, that's done, and now, well, we're in the sand on a part 5, so. We got a little bit of work to do, but we are going to make it. Because we got 3 shots to go. Yeah, always gotta keep an eye on your accuracy, because you can, as you saw that for when I switched to the 3-wood, I had to hit it perfectly, otherwise I'd slice. So you always gotta make sure you're looking at that, because if you don't, it's gonna be the one time that you will slice and you'll be even madder. So, yeah, I thought about going for it, and it's like, nope. Don't make dumb plays when you can play it safely. Especially when you're playing a golf game that frustrates you this much. Specifically this game mode. Either way. Yeah, Birdo had the worst lie out of everybody, which is surprising considering the way Yoshi was. Yeah, the way Yoshi and, well, Waluigi ended up, man, I can't speak. But yeah, we're just making our way to the hole now. Once again, part 5s are generally not the worst. It's the part 4s that are worse, that make you go backwards. Or make you take a really weird path, so your last shot has to be on the green and then tap from a weird angle, and then you have to put it in. Which is what I'm struggling with currently, but again, that'll be for next week. I always find Waluigi's swing so weird, because I always think, like, you try that in real life, you're gonna fall on your face. Especially if you try it on a hill like that, you're going to fall. Just go to one leg out of nowhere, you're going to fall down. And crack your nose open. Well, your nose is already open, you're gonna break your nose. You know what I mean? Waluigi would definitely break his nose, and the thing stands out. And another pin shot, because, of course, pin shots. It's like the second and the third one? They happens quite a bit. And I almost left Birdo short here, and almost missed, because I went the green terribly. Thankfully, it rolled in. Although I don't think I would have had too much trouble if I had to do it a second time. I would have known to send Waluigi more to the right then, too. But there we go, first hole completed. First try. And that time I leave Yoshi out hanging, because, yeah, I did that. Cactus practice. Oh, yeah! You can also see this in first try, because I'm looking for the wings. It's like, oh, they're there. They're in between all these cacti over here. And Yoshi can't reach it. Dang it. Alright, I try as hard as I can. I get a full power shot, top spin, super top spin of that, and I make it into the left. Well, crap. Can Birdo make it? No, she can make it slightly closer, and she has to go for a different ring now, because there's 3 separate ones. Well, not quite entirely separate, but need to get closer to one specific ring so they can focus that way. Waluigi, can you reach it? Also, kind enough. But power shot of Hori and top spin of Hori because, well, we need to cover some ground here. And Waluigi gets basically in the perfect position. But then you have Yoshi. I thought about putting it, but it's like I know my luck will stop short or it won't reach the ground or something weird. But then I should have just buttoned it because I could have just ended up in there. Oh well. Instead of doing what I do here, which is a really awkward shit. Because I gotta get through there. I gotta get through that ring. And now I'm 90 yards out chipping from the sand. Because, of course. And then Birdo can actually just kind of slam the ball through here, the driver. Kind of funny. This is exactly what I do. I got the perfect impact. And that actually gets her 50 yards away. Not a bad shot. And then it's up to Yoshi because he's still the furthest out. Waluigi's just kind of chilling him there. Thankfully, it's still pretty generous greens here. Hey, look, pin shot. And that one, honestly, I was kind of mad because I just thought that's going to make that putt way harder than it would have been. And Waluigi, who just takes the second. Waluigi had the easiest time with this hole because he has 2 putts and he's 6 foot away. But then Yoshi has one putt and he's 17 yards away. 17 feet away, not yards. Yards, and look at that. That was so close to being just a slam dunk. And, yeah, another pin shot, because why not? Now this, I think, was a pretty good putt. Because that was a big curve to go around, and I sunk that son of a gun. Not Birdo. Kind of the same situation, but less intense. And then, you know, you got Waluigi over here, just a casual tiny little putt. He can take this shot twice. But only needed to do it once. Yeah, the holes I get first try I think are really interesting to watch because you can see my thought process almost. It's like, okay, I gotta go here, here, over there, and I hope I did this way. I like watching it. And yeah, had to start from the beginning. This hole, this one took me a while. I won't lie. This one took me 20 plus attempts, probably close to 25, 30 attempts for this one. And it was, to put it bluntly, frustrating. Because it's a per 3. You have to go out of your way to get these lanes that are really far off to the side. So you have to make your second shot almost, for some of these shots, almost as long, if not longer than the actual shot from the tee box. And obviously keeping on the fairway helps quite a bit. Yoshi can be in the rough, but Birdo absolutely had to be on the fairway. Because from the rough, she could make it to the green, but not really do anything with it. And I don't believe I did any of those shots where I let the ball go back, let the power go back and then stop it. Although I kind of wish I kept it in. I had one attempt where Birdo ended up, after her first shot, she ended up on the very edge of the waist area, and when it went to show me the next shot, Birdo was just invisible from the part where you was opaque, standing over the abyss. I accidentally played that shot. Well, Birdo was just partly opaque, standing over the abyss, and I had like a plus 25 to my plus 25 or minus 25 to my shot, and I had no accuracy to it because I was just on the edge. I should have kept that in. Oh well. And, you know, Waluigi, just a casual 123-yard chip in for birdie. I don't know how I did that, but I did that. And then Yoshi, you know, gonna come in with a nice miss. Because the course is short. Of course, the ball didn't roll that far. But got it done. This one did take me a little while. It wasn't that frustrating, though, even though this one took me a while. I knew what to do. I knew it was on me to execute it, though. And it took me it took me a while to get a hold of it, and I got it though. And that chip in Waluigi made it all the better. Just don't worry, that made my day. And then I got the pickle situation, which thought was gonna be hard, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. I just gotta aim for the left. Because if I land on the left, I can just hit the ball through on the next shot. Alright, aiming for the left. And sand. Alright. Part 2. Aim for the left. I'm not aiming completely at the left, but I put top spin on to try and get it all there this time. Aiming for the left. Eh. But, alright, one more. Aim for the left. And aim for the wing this time, because it's actually angled towards us. Let's, come on, Waluigi. Oh, that's short. Eh. But we got the wing. Didn't make it the left on any of these shots. But don't have the worst position for anyone else, to be honest, either, though. Because they just got a straight shot through the wing. But because we're in the sand, we can't even hit it to the green yet, but it's part 4. We got another shot. Thankfully, Birdo curving to the left can easily just go straight through it. And hit a cactus too, because cactus. Oh, cacti. They didn't give you as much trouble as you'd think, even though they were in the way for quite a few shots. More shots than I would expect them. There we go. And I don't believe anybody. I don't even think Waluigi makes it to the green on his next shot, despite being the closest. No, he might sing. He might just quit the green. Yeah, he does. So Waluigi makes the green. Wait, 63.91.1. And 6 mile per hour wind. I'm just gonna hit this straight hard. Yeah, I said that. I meant to say it the other way, but you know, whatever. Just hit it head on with the wind. Should be okay. And this is just about wrapping it up for the first half of 3-player wing attack. And of course, a backspin would have made that going. But of course, I had to miss. Alright, Waluigi, make this putt. Nope. Played too much at the green. Oh well. He can 2-putt it at least. And that, yep, just about wrapping up on the first half of 3-player wing attack, yes. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will hopefully have the second half of 3-player wing attack ready by next Friday. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I shall see you next time. Bye-bye.